Welcome back to Torah in 10, Parsha Shmos. I'm Jody Burkell, and I'm so excited to be here with you again. If you asked me a number of years ago, who are you? I would have said, I'm Canadian. I literally cry when I hear the Canadian national anthem. The words, God, keep our land glorious and free, bring me to tears every time. True story. But who I am is much deeper than where do I live or where did I grow up. I've taken the time to answer this question. If you ask me today, my answer is I'm a Jew. I live in Canada, and I'm so grateful to live in this country for so many reasons. Although my body is in Canada, my heart is in Israel, the home of the Jewish people. The deepest question each of us can ask is, who am I? We might believe who we are is based on what we do, what we like, where we live, but these are just facts about us and fall short of establishing who we are. To answer this question, we have to go deeper. Today, we live in a world with competing values being thrown at us, each one telling us who we should be and why. This is a struggle I believe we all face, and our children are facing this struggle at an alarming rate. We are not alone in this struggle. In fact, there is a stunning example in our Torah to which we can lean on. Moses, our teacher, shared this struggle. Well, who was Moses? A child hidden in a basket of reeds, found and raised by the daughter of Pharaoh and brought up in the palaces of Egypt. But the Torah tells us that Moses grew up and he goes out to his brothers and sees their suffering. Moses knew that these were his brothers, raised an Egyptian, born a Jew. In Parsha Shemot, his identity crisis comes to a head. The Torah tells us Moses sees the suffering of his people. He witnesses an Egyptian beating a Jew, and he looks all around and sees that there is no one. He then kills the Egyptian and buries him in the sand. What does it mean that he looks this way and that way and he sees no man? Moses is struggling with who he is. Is he Egyptian or is he a Jew? On the one hand, lay a life of ease, of power as a prince of Egypt. On the other hand, there is poverty, slavery, and suffering. But today, we are not slaves, but free. Perhaps Moses's choice would be between assimilation into today's dominant culture, choosing to be free from the burden of doing mitzvot. On the other hand, as a committed, passionate Jew, there is tremendous responsibility. I mean, 613 is a big number, but it comes with incredible opportunities for purpose, connection, and joy. What does Moses do? The Torah tells us Moses looks around and recognizes the gap between these two worldviews. If he is both Egyptian and Jew, he's no one. He decides at that very moment that he cannot be both. So he kills the Egyptian and buries him in the sand, meaning spiritually, he chooses to bury that part of him that he no longer wanted to connect to in order to connect to who he was at the deepest level. He is, in Rabbi Sacks's beautiful words, part of a people whose unfinished story is his own. The hopes and dreams of his ancestors rest on him. The hopes and dreams of our families who went through so much that we could live freely as Jews rests on us too. Like Moses, we are pulled in many directions, surrounded by conflicting values, values which are not our own. And we too have to decide which values we want to connect with and pass on to the next generation. Rabbi Sacks of blessed memory echoes this idea. What does he say? He says, to be a Jew now, as in the days of Moses, is to hear the call of those who came before us and know that we are the guardians of their story. Friends, we are the people of the book, and the world is waiting to read our chapter. What will you write? Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.